go ahead and get started. I'm your host, Dro, joined by my brother, BT, on the phone. How you doing, BT?
I'm wonderful, brother. How are you?
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. And to my left, I am joined by my partner and my brother, Bruno Franco. Just go simply by Franco. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How's it going, everybody watching?
Chilling. So, who's not chilling is a lot of people worldwide because this coronavirus got everybody super on edge, rightfully so. First off, I want to send condolences to anybody who's had any family member affected by this, who's passed away, who's gravely sick or anything like that. To people that may be away from home in another country because there's travel bans in place. Trump put the European travel ban. There could be people out there stuck for the next 30 days. Italy, completely quarantined. Nobody coming in, nobody coming out. In Italy, specifically, 200 deaths in the last 24 to 28 hours probably at this point. Very scary stuff. What's your thoughts on this, Franco? Your initial thoughts?
That was the most shocking thing is what's happening in Italy right now is that they're having to choose between who they're going to save and who they're going to have to let go because they don't have enough hospital beds there. This was something unforeseen for them. Countries like Taiwan and Singapore and China are more prepared for this kind of stuff. South Korea as well, they're having drive-thrus for people to get tested. They're trying to get the entire population to get tested for this stuff. Now that is taking some responsible precautions, unlike what's happening here, which is really sad in the richest country that history and that the world has ever seen. And that is because of our failed healthcare system.
Absolutely.
It relies way too much on the private industry. We even had Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, saying that she still wants to see if we can find a way to make the coronavirus test affordable. Affordable? Why not just make it free for everybody? That's how you try to mitigate this pandemic from spreading, is by having the entire population get spread and then quarantine every individual that has it, just like these Asian countries have been doing. What's your thoughts, Pedro?
One of the sad realities of it is that people are not getting tested for that specific reason. They can't afford it, and they're scared of what bills may come afterwards because they don't have the free health care. Now, are they doing this in Canada? Do they have a lot of coronavirus
I haven't
tests
seen
in Canada?
I haven't seen what Canada's doing, but I can bet that it's probably better than what we're doing here.
As far as these athletes, man, for last night, for those that, follow sports or just follow, Twitter in general, it was super trending last night. Rudy Gobert is a star basketball player on one of the best teams in the NBA, in the Utah Jazz.
I don't know if I would call him a star, but
he is a star player on that team. He is one of the two best players on the team. Stop it, Brooks. I'm gonna leave you right there on that one. He is a star basketball player. Anyways, this man contracted the virus. I don't think it had anything to do with the actual video of him touching all the mics and the recorders and all that. But basically, for those that didn't see the video, I'll have it on the YouTube screen. Basically, he went around touching every single mic and recorder to make a point that this coronavirus thing is being blown out of proportion. And you know what? I kind of thought that. I was one of those people thinking, hey, this coronavirus thing, it's going crazy right now. But to me, it seems a bit...
until it exploded exponentially.
Until yesterday is when everything just avalanched. It went from hearing about the whole Golden State Warriors not having home crowd, and then Tom Hanks at 9:13 p.m. You get the Woj bomb that the season is suspended in the middle of a game that's already going on, nationally televised, minutes before many other games are going to start. And that's when things start rolling in, right? And it's just crazy right now. And Brooks, I wanted to get you in on this, man. Brooks, tell us about what you were telling me, why you are not here with us physically today.
So, when did I see it? Like 5 o'clock-ish today. I just saw a tweet, or not a tweet. I saw a Bleacher Report notification that said that a CAA official passed the test for CAA for coronavirus. and I was there Monday and Tuesday covering the semifinals and the championship. So the reason why I'm not there today is to make sure that, you know, I'm good and not to personally affect the rest of the team. So,
bro, we love you. We love you, Brooks. But today is the one day my mom is like, look, me and your father, we are of, you know, the older, more vulnerable age. We don't want anybody that's been in contact here today.
Oh,
but we still love you, Brooks. We still love you.
So
Brooks.
tell the viewers what happened to your dad today, and that we can talk about how, like, what happened in Brazil.
So I'll actually just start off with what happened in Brazil. So it was Trump meeting with President Bolsonaro, right? And one of Bolsonaro's aides,
someone in his cabinet,
like one of his right-hand men, or just one of the guys traveling with him, he is tested positive days after shaking hands with Trump and all this other stuff.
Days after Bolsonaro mocked it.
Days after Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, he was apparently mocking the virus, and now he's on close watch. I think they quarantined him. The president of Brazil is quarantined right now and being tested and all that. It's
oh my gosh.
And then my father, he happens to work at the embassy, so this news sent everyone at the embassy kind of in safety precaution mode, and they decided everybody of a certain age, I think it was like 40 or 50 plus, everybody got to go home. Pops gives me a call 1:30 p.m. Hey, I'm on my way home. I was like, oh damn, this is crazy.
Can I ask you something? So it's someone who he's working closely with, right? This is somebody who's in his cabinet. Mm-hmm. So there's a strong chance that Bolsonaro could be tested positive.
Well,
but
we don't know that.
People, we don't know that yet. But let's say there's people close to him that want to keep their jobs. They want to stay in power. Bolsonaro obviously wants to stay in power. What are the chances that he could have tested positive, but they're trying to keep it a secret and not tell everybody?
It's very
just
possible.
Because it'll affect the elections of Brazil. So when are the elections of Brazil?
When are the elections in Brazil? That's a good question. Let's find out. The elections for Brazil, I believe, are this year. Election Brazil, either this year or next year. No, it's this year. Elections Brazil 2020 begins.
You guys have it
in August. No, October 2nd. October 2nd, 2022.
Okay, so it's not as much of a big deal. But
Right,
it'll
it's not
definitely
right
show how vulnerable this guy is.
See what I did? I just coughed in my arm here, not open.
Not towards me.
Yeah, exactly. The other side. I didn't even think about that. Look, listen, and this is one thing I want to say that's pissing me off about this coronavirus. And shout out to my boy Richie from Kabuto. He was telling me something, and it really resonated with me. Us as Americans and just humans in general, we have been very, very irresponsible with our health or lack thereof, right? We'll have sickness, common cold, fever, flu-like symptoms, and still be out and about, you know, coughing up a storm, sneezing, not washing our hands, dapping up our homies and all that. It's irresponsible, and these are the same people that have that mentality where it's like, oh, if I have corona, I have corona. No, that's not supposed to be your mindset. We need to be responsible as humans with our sickness and know when we should and should not be in contact with other people. So that's one of the things that's helping this thing spread. You look at Rudy Gobert. There's a video trending, not of him touching the mics, but him actually touching Donovan Mitchell's head, like just rubbing his head like a freaking genie bottle.
There's also reports of him touching other people's belongings in the locker room,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And teammates were concerned before his positive testing, so that just goes to show he must have been really, really just not careful. This man is trying to make a mockery of this outbreak, this global pandemic, as Franco said. So Franco, Brooks.
On an Instagram post too.
Go ahead.
You heard me? I said he ended up acknowledging like how irresponsible he was on Instagram too. So
okay,
accountability.
Props to him for that.
First team all accountability. You love to see it.
So let's talk about some of the things that have closed down because of this pandemic. So we have E3, which is what's E3?
Games.
CinemaCon, and we have some movies that have been delayed. So
Hollywood
movies that were set to be released next year or this year are now being pushed a year further along the way because of this.
And so as far as sports leagues, I got them all listed here, man. So first of all, and I want to give a huge like shout out props all to Adam Silver for moving fast with this coronavirus thing. He did not wait. He didn't wait to see what any other league was going to do. He jumped right on it the moment that this man tested positive. The game got canceled, quarantined, NBA season postponed. The MLB followed suit. They're postponing for at least 30 days. The Major League Soccer, which is American.
The English Premier League.
American Soccer. Premier League, English Premier League. You got the hockey, National Hockey League, postponed. NFL facilities are now looking to close down all of their off-season facility training, whatever they got going on. They're thinking of closing it down. NCAA at first was looking like they were going to move on with March Madness, but turns out they're actually canceling all the ACC, Big Ten, all the tournaments which lead up to March Madness and March Madness, which is devastating for these college players who are either fighting for an NBA draft spot or playing their final game as a basketball player, on a team. So it's really, it's nothing good comes out of this, no matter how you put it, for some of these guys, man. It's their livelihood at stake because of this virus. What are your thoughts on the whole? Do you think the NCAA, Brooks, handled this the way they should? Should they have canceled it the first time? What do you think? How would you rate the way that they've been assessing this problem?
Just as a media person in general, I wish we could have just postponed it. But I think this is the most rational and only decision you can make as of right now, because we don't know what the hell is going on. Like, people that haven't even had contact with someone from like Europe or China are getting a disease. So, it's really scary right now, and that's the only decision you can make. So I commend them, even though, they mess up a lot. They did the right thing today by canceling everything. It just sucks for all the seniors and potential draft picks that they can't get more stuff out there. And, you lose your season, 3 games before it could end, 2 games, 5 games, whatever it may be. And that's potential memories that you miss out on. So it just sucks all around. And, I wish something else could happen, but it is what it is right now.
I want to add on to what you were just saying, BT. The scariest part of all this is that we don't know what's going on other than, the basic facts about the virus and, how long they last in certain, airborne, whatever, on clothes and stuff like that. We really don't know what's going to happen next. After yesterday, the avalanche of information that just kept pouring in, for me personally, I just feel like the big scare that's going around is people don't know what is going to happen next. And everyone went into panic mode. They cleared out Whole Foods and CVS.
So on top of things getting canceled, the economy, like the stocks, it's getting blown out.
It's getting punished. The stock market is the worst
People
it has
are
been
staying
in
home.
12 years since the recession in 08.
And this just shows how reliable they are on how much people spend, and
the Dow Jones went down like 20,000 or something like that.
And also with the health industry, because of how it's set up in the U.S., it's very difficult to coordinate in the United States because we have 50 different states with their own different health departments. Some labs are private, some are public. So many different people have to report to each other, so it's really hard to coordinate. It's very different from how other countries have it set up, where it's more direct. It's one country, it's one department. They direct directly to the government. Here, it's more uncoordinated. There's all these different people in different departments that have to report to each other. So we don't know exactly what's going on right now.
That's at 20,000, 2,300. That's what the number was.
2,300 what?
Down for the Dow Jones. It's looking really bad right now. Even Bitcoin crashed. Bitcoin went to like $4,000, $5,000. Everything is down right now, and it's really, everyone has entered panic mode after yesterday. The whole consensus of coronavirus completely changed over just a span of a couple hours. Went from people not taking it serious to people taking it the most serious.
Once it affected their entertainment, that's when people started taking it seriously.
That's crazy, though. That's crazy. At first, not that I wasn't taking it serious, but I wasn't seeing how easy that this thing was getting spread. I was thinking like, man, this is serious, but it can't be spreading this fast to this many people. like I said, a professional basketball player has it. That to me is like one of the most insane things to ever. Tom Hanks and his wife in Australia.
10% of Iran's politicians have been infected with this virus, and a lot of it has to do with the sanctions that the United States is putting on this country, which shows that a lot of the tactics that the U.S. puts forth on our foreign policy can come back to haunt us in the end, because we have people coming in from other countries.
So Europe travel plan coming tomorrow, huh? Shout out to Luis in the IG chat. No, but so as far as the whole Montgomery County situation is going, guys, I do want to say that it is mostly older folks that have contracted the virus in this area in Montgomery County.
So it's Montgomery County, Maryland.
Montgomery County, Maryland,
just a few
for those
minutes
that don't
outside
know.
of D.C.
D.C. metropolitan area, for those that don't know. So there's 5 cases confirmed in Montgomery County, and only one of which is being somebody in our age group in the 20s. Mostly older folk. And I just want to let him and everybody else that think that this is only affecting older folks.
Oh no.
We need to make sure that we are keeping this away from our parents, our grandparents, because we carry the virus and other people will, potentially come down with the actual thing, right? Not that we all have a little bit of
it still has potential to affect us.
It has every potential.
People our age.
But our immune system,
that we all have people older in our life, and we can bring this to them, and they'll be more impacted.
The children too, the little ones. We got to.
Oh, apparently, well, I don't know if this is true, but my mom was telling me. My mom works in Walter Reed Hospital.
Shout out to Mama Franco.
She was telling me that this may not be affecting people that are age 0 to 10.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
I don't know how that works, though. I would have to.
Maybe because they have a growing immune system, it's stronger when you're young. Who knows? I don't know.
But yeah, people, if you want to know more information about this, Joe Rogan had a podcast with.
Oh yeah, definitely check that out. Let's see.
What was the guy's name? What was his expertise? He was an epidemiologist who worked in the Department of Public Health in the University of Michigan.
Let's see, the coronavirus, Joe. Oh shit, no. So it was this guy. Where's he at?
I saw it on JRE clips. It was like
infectious
15 minutes
disease
long.
Is it this one with Michael? Michael.
Yeah. It's that guy.
Explains. Yep.
So what are his expertise? So people can know. And then we can post a link to this on the description when we put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, it doesn't say right away in the description, but he was talking about this on the Joe Rogan.
Well, he's number 17
on trending.
An infectious disease expert.
There we go. That's pretty accurate.
He's worked in the Department of Public Health at the University of Michigan, and he's also held some national position in the U.S. with public health. So a very credible source there. If you want more information on the dangers of the coronavirus.
Sure, yeah, definitely check that out. And keeping you guys updated, anybody that's interested in finding out what's going on in Montgomery County, Towson, we will be keeping updates, and we will be continuing our sports and pop culture and progressive politics content as always. Shout out to everybody in the IG Live. It had to be at least like 15 people in there, so that's pretty good. A shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that watches us, supports us. It's been a good month on the channel for us. A lot of growth, and just keep watching the video, guys. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, helps us out a lot. Interact with us. We're always open to talk. We're always open to answer questions and have debates and stuff like that. So shout out to everybody in the IG Live chat. And we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Which will probably be Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Bang! Which will probably be Saturday, most likely. Yeah, we're going to start doing IG Live for every single time. How many was that? 12 viewers. That's close enough. 12 viewers, fine. That's good enough. IG Live chat. Thanks for watching this video. The progressive politician right here.
Progressive political.
Progressive political
analyst.
Progressive political analyst. This is the Charles Barkley of politics right here, man. This guy gives it to you raw and uncut. Okay? And you got Mahomes' Stan account right here, and we got Mr. Hot Media, Mr. Media on the telephone. You know, you got anything you want to leave off with the Hear Me Out Nation?
Love you guys, and we'll see you soon.
All right, Brody, stay up, man. Be clean, bro. Be clean. Make sure you didn't get in close to that official.
Stay frosty, bro.
All right, brother. All right, BT. Catch you later, man.
Bang.
My guy or gal, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and share this video for the latest on sports, progressive politics, and pop culture. Slat.